the reading. Whoops, what's going on? I've got. Okay, I think I've got it. I don't know. All right. I'm going to continue on with the reading of the Financial Matrix by Orrin Woodward. I'm on chapter 5 of the book, Billionaire Secrets to Wealth. The final piece of the billionaire business puzzle developed from studying the biographies and autobiographies of hundreds of billionaires. Without exaggeration, I read thousands of books to cull the 3 principles every billionaire used to create his or her wealth. The 3 billionaire secrets to wealth are, number 1, long-term dreams, number 2, short-term denials, and number 3, long-term duplication. No matter whose story I read, it quickly became apparent that every billionaire used similar principles to achieve massive success with time. It didn't matter which particular field each billionaire chose to focus on, whether automobiles, computers, or even makeup. The underlying principles were still applied consistently, as we saw with Buffett and Walton. As a result, Buffett, Walton, and the rest of the billionaires inspired me to apply my manufacturing systems training to build a business rather than work a job. Along the way, I finally understood why Lori and I were stuck in the financial matrix for so long. In effect, we violated every one of the financial principles. We didn't have a long-term financial plan to guide our decision-making. We didn't practice short-term denials because our emotions consistently trumped our logic. And finally, we had compound interest leveraged against us rather than in our favor. We realized that when we went to sleep at night, the compound interest didn't. Consequently, we woke up every day more broke than we were the night before. How demoralizing. The Bible says the truth will set you free in John 8:32. But this is usually the case only after the truth ticks you off. I was ticked, but I was also excited because the plan to escape our financial matrix was coming together. Lori and I committed to making the needed changes. I knew in my heart that the billionaires were no better than we were, but they had applied better principles. However, if we did what they did, then we could live as they lived. The mentors and the plan. After my business partners and I studied the billionaire secrets to wealth and the financial challenges of people in the developed world, the life business plan practically wrote itself. Life is about setting people free at 3 levels, as the graph below conveys. And by the way, when he refers to the life, that's his business. It's called Life Leadership. And so he's talking about how he's used this to apply these principles. So life is about setting people free at 3 levels, as the graph below conveys. Life is an information-based company that supports all 3 groups with cutting-edge materials and services. The three groups he's referring to there are financial freedom, debt freedom, and functional freedom. For some, it's about financial freedom and living their dreams. For many others, it's about playing defense and getting debt-free to live without the stress and anxiety that debt causes. Finally, for the last group, it's about getting help to be functionally free. Shockingly, it's estimated that over 21% of Americans cannot read at a 5th grade level. This is dangerous for all of the freedoms in society when nearly a quarter of its members cannot read for themselves. But we believed we could play a part in helping free the minds of people who are trapped by their inability to read, learn, grow, and change. Thus, we created the Life on Life initiative, which Life funds to promote literacy. So the Life Leadership Company has this program that he just mentioned, which is Life on Life Initiative, and they basically have set that up to help people. Like their literacy, I believe the literacy programs are like in schools and libraries, and like any person that belongs to this Life Leadership program has access to helping like do reading classes after schools and stuff like that. Anyway, furthermore, Life corporate offices also provide weekly paid absences for employees who volunteer time to help adolescents and adults learn to read. Another method by which Life supports functional freedom is through giving 100% of its corporate profits from the All Grace Outreach subscription to the All Grace Outreach Foundation. This, along with thousands of individual donations from Life members, helps All Grace Outreach give to numerous charities that serve widows, orphans, and others in need of functional help. The Life community believes when people are blessed, they should also be a blessing, which I thought was pretty cool when I first was introduced to this Life leadership company. Like they're both Orrin and his partner Chris Brady are Christians, and they walk the walk. They do what's commanded by the Lord, in not being greedy and not keeping funds for themselves and not becoming these greedy, crazy, rich billionaires. So an awful lot of what they earn for their company is given back to people who belong to the company, and to having like this All Grace Outreach Foundation does a lot of missionary work as well, I believe. The business model itself is practically self-explanatory. To begin with, Life developed the FFP, that is a financial fitness program, to help thousands of people reduce debt and stress. And that's actually the program that I use to help get myself out of debt. And it lays a great foundation. It's really good information. And it gives a lot of really good practical advice and encouragement to help you get debt free. And it's very practical. I was quite impressed with it, actually, especially coming from a financial background in banking and finance. It had all the principles that you needed to learn to support you in your efforts to get out of debt. Okay, so to continue here. Next, since thousands of people were enjoying better financial defense, Life created a plan for offense based around investing in personal development and building a business asset. Life has a highly effective and low-cost personal development plan to help people build the necessary soft skills for leadership. Meanwhile, Life developed a turnkey marketing system to help people build a business asset by sharing the financial fitness program information with others. We thought, why not create a business asset that helps people learn financial literacy, defense, offense, and the playing field of finances, and rewards people for modeling financial literacy and sharing the message of financial literacy with others. I'm just going to stop there for a second. Okay, so I just want to quickly read the next paragraph. Life's compensated community leverages the billionaire principles, minimize expenses, maximize investments, and build a business asset to help people stuck in the financial matrix develop a plan to escape it. Already, Life has helped many people escape the financial matrix entirely, while many more are on their way to debt-free living. And yeah, I can testify to that. I'm almost debt-free, almost debt-free. I was a little bit stupid in borrowing some money, but now I'm working at getting rid of that. So anyway, yeah, the principles do work. Finally, why not compensate people in a fair and equitable manner for spreading the financial message to the world? The monthly compensation can vary for people between a few dollars to tens of thousands of dollars based on their goals, efforts, and results. He's just kind of going into well, I guess what he's doing here is, I didn't read this chapter ahead of time. I could have skipped through it, I think, a little bit. But anyway, the Billionaire Secrets to Wealth, long-term dreams, short-term denials, long-term duplication. In this program that he has, the financial fitness program, it implements all three of those elements. And so, of course, I think this chapter is basically just plugging that. Yeah, it is. Okay. So I'll just finish reading this anyway. It's only another couple of paragraphs to it. The thing I do like about this is he talks about community a lot. It's building communities to help each other, building support structures to help each other get free of debt, and build financial freedom, get free from debt, and functional freedom. All right, so others, however, are applying both the defense and the offense by building large and profitable compensated communities. People choose their own commitment level based on the results they desire. Indeed, life isn't just a business built on purpose, it's actually our purpose built on a business. The life founders apply the principles we teach. We were each stuck in the financial matrix, just like nearly everyone else. Fortunately, however, through practicing the principles learned from the billionaires and shared in the financial fitness program, the life founders were able to break out of the financial matrix. After we confirmed we had an accurate roadmap out of the financial matrix, the founders created life to share the roadmap with others. Instead of protesting injustices by occupying streets or attending tea parties, although both sides have valid points, the historical record of peasant protest is extremely poor. We believe the best way to protest is non-participation in the financial matrix. This marries the ideas of personal responsibility and the application of the billionaire principles to create a business based on conscientious objection. Our consciences object to participating in the financial matrix any longer. And that is exactly the point that Owen Benjamin is making. Get out of debt, and you don't have to participate in that system. So this is a core teaching of life. Consistently spend less than you make and invest the difference in yourself, which is Buffett's 2 financial secrets. Then build a turnkey business system by sharing the financial principles with others to produce wealth and freedom outside the financial matrix. Now that you are familiar with Buffett's and the Waltons principles, it's time to learn how life applies the billionaire secrets to wealth, long-term dreams, short-term denials, and long-term duplication. So you can utilize these principles to live the life you've always wanted by losing the debt you've never needed. All right, so that's the end of that chapter. So just to summarize it, to boil down the 3 billionaire secrets to wealth are: number 1, long-term dreams; number 2, short-term denials; and number 3, long-term duplication. So the next chapter he's going to go into this. The next chapter is about long-term dreams. So I'm going to close this one off, and I'm going to immediately, just so that I can upload it to my YouTube channel. And then I'm going to immediately do the long-term dreams. And so if you want to hang on while I do that, thanks so much. So I'm going to stop talking now, and peace out to everyone.